This is Schooner Ann, the boat that is going away for 1,000 days non-stop at sea. Every detail has been customized to ensure that this schooner can not only survive away from land for the longest time in recorded history, but will do so with ease. You will see everything from our communication systems to how we store and prepare our food. So right now we're on a traditionally built fiberglass and steel schooner. Even though the interior is all wood, it's 70 feet in length, 16 feet across. It's a double-masted schooner. It's got a jib sail, a main sail, a foresail, which basically defines it as a schooner. So you can see all the tackle, all the pulleys that has the rigging all along the ship that actually raise and lower the sails. And you can also see our good luck sculptures here who protect us as we go into the ocean. There's another good luck goddess on the rigging. And this is where we do a lot of different things. We can sleep, we can steer the boat from here. This is a table where we have our meals when the weather's nice. And these are places to sit down, but there are also storage areas right under here. These various cleats are where all the ropes for the sails eventually come. You can see we have a self-tailing winch over there, and the winch makes rope handling and raising and lowering the sails much easier. And right now we're installing an electrical winch, and that makes it even easier. And so between the two winches we should be able to raise and lower the sails between the two of us. Usually it would take a team of people to handle all the ropes and cleat them off and all that work that goes into that. So behind me you can see the stern of the boat, and right underneath that hatch is the galley, and in the galley we have a little garden as well as various food things and a little stove, and it's actually quite comfortable. And we also, on top of this space here, will be putting a little gimbaled platform that is a little wooden platform that will be level while the ship is heeled over the wind. So the ship is like this, the platform is flat, and we'll be lying down on the platform doing meditations or just enjoying the breeze, and we really look forward to that. So that's not in place yet, but will be soon. Okay, this is the dome where we stick our heads out from the pilot house, and we could see 360 all around the boat in bad weather. It's a lookout point, basically. This is another dome that is actually acting as a protector for the antenna for the Iridium satellite telephone. And this is also another antenna for one of our communication systems. And right in front of me you can see one of the many solar panels. I think currently we have at least six solar panels that will be complementing the battery power that we'll be using. So this is the way we'll be charging our computer systems, our phone, all the electronics on the boat through the solar panels, and also some generators that we'll be having, and that's how we'll get our electricity. And we're in the forecastle, what they call the forecastle. And usually we use for storage. There's also one bunk to sleep in, and right now it's a little bit disorganized, but by the time we leave I'm sure it'll be spick and span. So moving on from the forecastle, we're going to head into the cargo hold. Okay, so now we're in the cargo hold. It's called the cargo hold because this schooner was modeled after an old-fashioned trade ship, and this area was used for cargo. And actually on this trip, we also use it for cargo. This is where all our food is, well, most of our food is stored. And as you can see, we're in the middle of packing and storing, cataloging, and inventorying all the food that we're going to be taking. So we have all kinds of things like newspapers and nuts and cheese under there, and we've got some pasta and peanut butter and sauce, like spaghetti sauce, all kinds of different things that we'll be eating, and it's all stored in these areas around here. And underneath the floorboards of where I'm standing are 4 water tanks that will be filled when we leave and be replenished by rainwater. And above those water tanks, there's also storage space, so we've got sails, extra sailcloth, we've got ropes, we've got more food. You wouldn't believe how many little spaces you can store things on here. So these are also some paintings that Reed has done, and he sells them. And yeah, I guess you can see that for yourself. This is where we'll be doing most of our navigating from, and there are many, many different functions for this space. So you can see we have our compass here, our steering wheel, our electrical systems are also set up here, our GPS is here, satellite telephone, the Iridium phone that we'll be doing almost all of our communications with, sending emails, sending pictures, and also small video clips. That's basically like our main form of communication. This is the little desk that we always use to take care of business and office work, bills, and things like that. This is a little antique fireplace. It uses coal or wood, but mostly coal, and we have a huge amount of coal stored up for this. And it provides heat. We can also use it to cook with, and it makes the space incredibly cozy. There's a little dome which we can stick our head into and see 360 degrees all around in bad weather without having to go above deck in the weather. So we can keep watch that way. And that's basically it so far for this room. So let's go on to the next place. This is also where we have our little garden. And right now we're growing rosemary, mint, thyme, basil for decoration, and one little house plant. And they all seem to be doing pretty well so far. They've been there for a few months. Actually, some of the plants have been there for a few years, and they're all just doing great. We also grow our sprouts here, and the sprouts are they are very special because they are one of the main things that we'll be eating during our voyage. It's going to be the only source we have for greenery, so I'll show you some of that right now. So what we have here is a fenugreek seeds that we're just starting to sprout. So we first soak them in a jar, similar to this, and give them a rinse every day. When it's hotter, twice a day. And then they grow. This little bit will actually double its size and probably fill the jar by tomorrow morning. And the fenugreek, when it's more mature, will then look like this in these trays. And these are ready to be eaten right now. And they're very healthy, incredibly green, and totally alive. We also grow lentils. These lentils will be ready in about 2 days, 2 or 3 days. We just took it out of the jar and put it into a tray. And so these will be growing nicely soon enough. We also have mung beans. These are the beginning of the mung beans. Give it another day or two and they'll be ready to be eaten also. Incredibly delicious. They each have their own individual taste and combine a little bit of fenugreek, a little bit of mung, a little bit of lentils. You put that together. If you want to add a little bit of carrots or cabbage, purple cabbage, for some color, you get this amazing salad that you can't find in any restaurant. It's totally healthy. Sprouts actually increase in nutrition 600% from the time they're in the seed to the time they're in the sprouts. And at the sprout stage, the human body can actually assimilate the seeds better than at any other time that the seeds are alive, whether they're in the seed or the actual mung plant. When they're in the sprout stage, they're like the best. And so that will be a big part of our meals. And we have that with lunch, we have that with dinner, and no, we never get bored of it. Sorry. This is rosemary. It's a kind of spice, but we don't really cook with it. It's more decorative. And as the boat moves, it waves, kind of like coral reef in the sea. This is a kind of thyme. It has this great lemony smell. This is basil right here, newly bought. This is just a regular Dieffenbachia house plant. This is mint. We've actually made tea with that. Pretty good. Ivy. We want the ivy to grow all along the sides. We'll see if that happens or not. And we have a little cactus here and a tiny cactus in the back, which you can't see at the moment. So that's basically what we have in very small spots, and we'll see after 1,000 days what survives and what doesn't. The Japanese scientists who did the study on the effect of words on water has found that words such as love produce beautiful crystals that when the water was frozen, whereas words such as heat didn't even form crystals in the water. So we decided to take this concept and we wrote the word love on the water bottle, on the pitcher, so that when you pour the water, it gets that, crystalline, beautiful effect. Maybe you can't see it because things happen at a more molecular level, but that, as well as the heart, as well as a whole bunch of other things, and our general approach to how we see the world, to put out as much love as we could. That's all part of this voyage.